So, what's the difference between a recovery run and an easy run? Now, I talk a lot about making sure that your recovery runs and easy runs are easy enough, are slow enough so that you can let the body recover. And the purpose of both sessions is to freshen up the body so that you can hit the interval session and the long run hard enough and strong enough so that you can move forward and you can get that super compensation to work towards your goal, because that's where you're going to get the majority of the super compensation. The recovery runs and the easy runs are very important because it's all about letting your body freshening up. But what is the difference between a recovery run and an easy run? The honest truth is not a lot. Now, I'll tell you what the difference in my easy runs and recovery runs is and see how that applies to you, but it should be pretty similar. So a recovery run for me will follow, it'll be the very next day after a long run, and it will be, I'll have a rest day after the interval session on a Wednesday, and then on a Thursday, I'll do a recovery run. Those two sessions are literally me walking for 500 meters, thinking, how does my body feel? It's a little MOT check. How are my calves? How are my glutes? How are my hamstrings? How are my joints and ligaments? Is there any tight areas or any sore spots? Is there anything that I need to kind of stop and stretch? And then it's running as slow as I possibly can just to make sure that is everything working? Is everything working as I want it to? Because usually I'll push it on the interval session and I'll dig in on the long run. And those are the two sessions that, whilst you get the most super compensation, the most improvement from them, they're also likely in the subsequent days, you're at the highest injury risk. So with experience, it's about controlling that interval session. It's about controlling that long run to make sure that you're doing enough, you're stressing the body, but not too much so that it's going to break, it's going to snap. Like the elastic band, you want to pull it some, so that the next time you pull it, it can go a little bit further, but don't pull it too much so that it snaps. It's just as simple as that. So I want to feel after the recovery run, exactly the same as I do on an interval, I want to feel that much fresher. But essentially the recovery run, and the way I look at it is, I'll feel sore. I will feel sore on the Thursday and I'll feel sore on the Monday. But I want the purpose, as I'm walking out of my door, I want to feel my body, and I want the purpose to be at the end of this recovery run, I want to feel ready for an easy run. I want to feel ready to run a little bit faster for the same effort level. I still want these to be in zone 1, both of these recovery and the easy runs, but especially recovery. And I want to work towards freshening up my body to prepare it for running fast in the interval session and running far in the long run. That's it. So the difference in the easy run is that your body is going to be a bit more fresher. A bit fresher. It's going to be a bit fresher because you've had that recovery run where you're just feeling your body out, you're letting it go, and eventually by the second half of the recovery run, by that final quarter of the recovery run, your body feels a little bit fresher. It feels, you should be coming back from that and feel great. I hit the interval session well, I hit the long run well, and I feel like I've not done too much in those sessions. I've not done too much in the key session, and therefore I feel like the recovery run has done enough. Tomorrow can be an easy run, and then I can run far or I can run fast again. That's simple. And so the easy run will just usually be, my body will be a bit fresher. I'll still do the checks. I'll still make sure, because I still know that the game to improve like this and continually improve is about not getting injured, not getting ill, and not having any setbacks. So I can keep moving forward with the interval sessions and the long run, and eventually that culminates in a race day personal best. So I want that easy run to be, again, it's a check, but the purpose of it is by the end of this easy run, I want to feel that I can run fast or I can run fast. So usually by the end of the easy run, and especially if there's 2 easy runs, that's after the interval session. So on a Thursday, is a rest day completely after the interval session on a Wednesday. On a Friday is the recovery run, and then on a Saturday is an easy run, and then a Sunday I'm running far. So I want that after the easy run, I want by the end of the easy run, I can do 8 times 80 meter strides and just thinking, can I run far tomorrow or can I run fast? And don't remember that this is the long game, yeah. So the schedule, if it's 12 weeks and 2 of those weeks are mainly taper, you've got 10 weeks to do this properly. And that means 10 interval sessions and 10 long runs. So don't be afraid of, and this is the art of coaching and the art of coaching yourself if you don't have a coach. You've got to get used to feeling what hard feels like for your body. You've got to get used to your body and know your body. and know what it's capable of, and know when you're pushing it too far. And a lot of people kind of get carried away because they've got that target in mind. The power and the discipline comes from, actually, I don't feel fully recovered on this easy run. And if I'm to try to run fast tomorrow on an interval session, or if I'm trying to run far tomorrow on a long run, I'm probably going to push myself into an injury risk zone. And so the discipline comes that actually this easy run didn't feel too fast, didn't feel too easy, and it didn't feel too fresh, and my body doesn't feel ready to run fast or far tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is put another easy run and again monitor the body tomorrow. And if you can get to that point where you're confident enough to just push it back one day, to push the interval day back one day, or push the long run day back one day, and you're not trying to chase your tail, and realize that this is 10 weeks, 10 interval sessions, 10 long runs. If I need to push one session back, it's not a big deal. Of course, it gets complicated when you factor in the long run on a Sunday. The reason I put it on the weekends is because usually you've got most time away from work, and you're not having to think so much about work, and you've got a lot of time available at the weekends. If you have to push that back to the Monday, then it becomes a little bit complicated. But the discipline then comes, don't leave it until the end of the day. Do it at the start of the day so you can definitely get those hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hours in before work, and then go. And that, it takes discipline. It takes you getting to a gym early if it's winter months in the UK. It takes getting up early and potentially running in the dark if it's winter. But it's so worth it when you kind of come to the end of it and you've judged it right. You've known when to back off. That's when you start to work towards you becoming clever as a runner, I think. So good luck. And yeah, those are the differences between the nuances between the recovery run and easy run. Very, very similar, but for me, the recovery run is, okay, let's get this show back on the road. And the easy run is like, okay, tomorrow is going to be another hard session or another long session, and I want to make sure my body is ready to hit that. So it's kind of like a final check to make sure. And of course, recovery runs, easy runs are all adding to your total volume, which improves your endurance, improves your aerobic capacity.